Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. My name is Nabil Hazmi bin Nasir and Professor can call me Nabil. And I will be the host for today's discussion on this podcast.
Okay, thank you.
Lim?
Hi, Professor. My name is Lim Min Jian, and Professor can call me as Lim.
Okay, good.
And my name is Nordiana Zaira. I'm the one who contacted you previously. Good to see you.
Thank you. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to all of you. So basically, as you know, my name is Muhammad Javed, and basically, I'm from India, and I spent long time in Malaysia, almost 15 years. I spent in Malaysia, and just previous year I left Malaysia, but it's still just before this meeting, I'm doing the meeting with UPM with Introp. Just I left the meeting because the meeting is going on, so I left that one. So basically, I done my PhD from the University Science Malaysia from the School of Industrial Technology. So basically, I done the PhD in polymer composites. And after that, temporarily, I work as a visiting lecturers in the Faculty of Chemical and Petroleum Engineering in University Technology Malaysia, Johor Bahru. And then after that, I get the opportunity to work as a fellow in the Laboratory of Biocomposite Technologies at UPM. And then I joined in 2013. I joined in October, and I almost 11 years I worked with the UPM before leaving the UPM. And I grew up. I grew up from the because in fellow they have also the position. So I hold that VK7, the professor, before I left there, and I get the opportunity to work with as a distinguished professors at chemical and petroleum engineering at United Arab Emirates University. So previous year I moved here, so I almost 1 year I completed, and still I'm attached with UPM. So I'm adjunct professors, and my office is still there. So they did not take my office. My office is still there. I'm also running one startup company that is called Fiber Strong Siran Barhat. That company is basically a motive to do what you people are talking about that today, that one. So basically we are working on to develop a biodegradable and compostable packaging materials. So recently we received around 300,000 money we received from the Ministry of Science and Technologies under the Nano Malaysia Berhad. And we are basically at just before this, we have a meeting going with the researcher who is doing the work in the Introp, to look into that one and how we are going to scale up that at the commercial levels. So these are the some introductions about me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that brief introduction, Professor. So without further ado, hello and welcome. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. Hello and welcome to Green Talks Sustainability in Focus. I'm your host, Nabil Hazmi bin Nasir, and I'm very thrilled to have you join us for today's discussion on bioplastics in daily life. As we strive to reduce environmental impact, bioplastics, what exactly are they? How are they used? Could you please, sir, help to explain what bioplastics are? What are the main materials used to make bioplastics? And how they are different from conventional plastics?
Okay, Nabil, thank you for that. So basically, if you look anything in our daily life, anything we are using, like for example, I'm just holding this one, that one, anything, that one, it's all or anything around, even my computer keyboards and others thing, most of them are, and even the daily life, what we are using, it's made from the plastics, basically. Most of the things, even the mobile you are using, have certain amount of polymers and other things are utilized that ones. And what happened that this system is going on and nobody have any problems, because it's in the daily life. As you look into the back to that one, the plastic became revolution in our life. Basically, most of the things earlier we don't manufacture, but when the plastic comes and everything is very easily we can make for our daily life. So of course the plastic bring what call that the help in our daily life, but the problem happen it started to happen that because the urbanizations of the population increases, because if you look every countries, if you move around this around UPMs and others, if you in the childhood you look less populations, less people are there, and we can throw the things and all these things will happen, nobody bothers, that one. But now we have a limited space, so we started to look how to conserve our environment, how to conserve our environment for the future generation. And when we throw into that one, it can degrade, degrade that one. So basically when we are using that bioplastic, that type of the plastics, basically the materials which originated from the natural materials, natural materials, and that is already available in the nature. In the nature there are a lot of materials are available, and there are and that is not synthetic, that is not synthetic, means that it's not made by the man. It's basically, of course we make it, the bioplastic also we make it, but the originated material is the bio-based materials, and it's degrade naturally. When we say degrade naturally, means that also it will take further in the talk, we will go that one, how the things will go that one. But just for your that, if somebody say bio-based or bioplastic, means that materials is made from the bio-based materials, that is need to be clear. And when we are talking about the synthetic plastics, or what the plastic is around that one, that is making from the fossil fuels or petroleum based materials. And and these are basically the byproduct of the petroleums and all these things, that are the conventional plastics or the daily life which we are using. And there are different types of these plastics are that one, the polyethylene are there, polypropylene is there, and there is polyvinyl is there, and polypropylene is there. There are a lot of what call that's the conventional plastic available. But within that, if you look into that one, 80% is a polypropylene. Why? The reason behind that, polypropylene as cheap. So when we get the raw material cheap, the material is cheap, and we are looking for the affordable and cheap materials in our daily life, because everybody cannot afford the costly materials. So this is the things is what we call that, if you understand between the conventional and bioplastic. So this is a clear, I already given you that how that things will be happen. And if you talk about that examples of the bioplastic, right, Nabil, you are saying me to the example of bioplastic. So there are a lot of bioplastic based company at this moment. Unfortunately in Malaysia we are not producing any what you call the bio-based company. We have no any biopolymer company in Malaysia. But next to us, it's a Thailand, China are producing lot of the bio-based products, that one. And previous time, if you allow me that one, this is the one company, this is the one company, it's called BioPBS. This is the, we earlier used this material. So this is basically a Thailand based company, that is which is producing one type of biopolymer, which we call it, it's the polybutylene succinate. In short form we call it a PBS. But the most common biopolymer is a polylactic acids. So initially when the biopolymers come, that one, so initial one is a in short form we call it a PLA, polylactic acid. So it's made from the lactic acid, that one. And its initial stage in like US and Canada, they started to make from the corn, the corn, maize and others, they started to make it, that one. Beside that, there is another polymer, that is we call it's PBAT, that is the polybutylene adipate co-terephthalate, that is in short form we call it's PBAT. And also there is another biopolymer which we call it's a PHA, polyhydroxyalkanoates. And there is another also that which we call it's the PHB, polyhydroxy hydroxybutyrate, that one. And there is another sometime the PBSA also, the PBS, and combination of the adipates they are making. But these are the very common. And at this moment, the PLA, PBS, and PBAT, these are the three polymers are well versed, and they are available. There are a lot of companies in the worldwide, and even in the UAE next year, very big plants of the PLA is coming. That one. So these are the common biopolymers, and available in the market. So there is no problem at this moment of the biopolymers. Biopolymer is available.
That's a helpful explanation, Professor. Well, there's often confusion around the term. Are all bioplastic biodegradable? Please elaborate on this to help clarify for our listeners.
Okay, basically these are the materials. Sometime in similar this biopolymer, if you are using the fossil fuel, that one, then it's there is a sum of biopolymers degrade, because we need to be, don't be confused. Any material degrade means even the normal plastic will degrade, but the timing is long. It's take 100 years or 150 years, like that, that one. So when we are talking about the biodegradable, means that material degrade in certain times. So of course there are different types of the PLAs available in the market, which is degrading, but it take more time. So some of the companies or some of the countries are putting restrictions on the PLA also. So they want to know that what are the source of that biopolymers. So we need to not to be confused on this one. There are some, it's called biopolymer, but they have not really biodegradable, that one. So this is all depend upon the what type of the materials they use it, that one. So you need to go into the company website or the company, and you will ask them that the data sheet of that one. So you will get the materials, what type of materials, and also they do the testing. They have a report on that one of biodegradability of that materials. So they have to, later on in the discussion I will go that what are the testings and other things are that one. So this is the things, that one. So it's must be, we need to clear on that one.
Thank you so much for clearing that out, Professor. Moving on to their practical use, how are bioplastic currently being used in our daily lives? Can you give us some examples in consumer products or packaging?
Yeah, packaging. So we done a lot of things that one. There are a lot of, like, simply look into the carry bags in the supermarket. And nowadays in Malaysia, we have the government have already regulations that you cannot use means the single use plastics, and all these things are that one. So in daily life, the plastic you are using that one. A lot of the packaging materials, like for example the tray. Like for example, I want to show you that some of our products. So this is, like for example, I don't know, it's visible to you. So this is my product. Okay, so basically this product is made from the what you call, that's a biopolymers, and we mix it with the coffee waste. So it's the color is coming from coffee, so this is 100% biodegradable, that one, in the case of the packaging. And also we done more one, this fork and spoon, this is also our product. This is also we make from the date palm and the biopolymers. And if you even look into the back side of this one, I don't know visible to you or not, it's written in trop. I don't know, it's maybe it's not visible to you at this moment. It's written very small. I don't know. It's if I can. So it's basically it's written. That one. I just tried to show you. Just a moment. Are
How
you
long
able to
have you
read?
been producing this product?
How distinguish, so it's very difficult until you cannot be know that one, because this is also the plastic based material. Because if you use normal polymer also, you make like that. So distinguish, though, it's until you don't know the origin of the materials and you do the testing you need to do to know that one. Because of that, there are different types of the testing agency which can be do the testing of your product. And anything, like for example, even in Malaysian market, if you want to say the biodegradable, the serum, that the serum is a testing agency in Malaysia. So serum will give the eco labeling. They call it's the one trademark. It's called the eco labeling. So you need to send the samples to the what we call to the serum, and serum will certify that one. So this is one example of the, no, Diana, you are asking the applications, right? So this is only the one example of in our daily life. But nowadays, the most of the car component, big car, the Toyota, the Mercedes, BMW, Audi, they are using the natural based materials, the biopolymers and the bio-based materials for making a different types of the bio-based component. And even we drive the food tray table for plane, it can be from the bio-based material. So if you look into the applications, biomedical applications, we done the prosthetic leg socket from this one, the bio-based material. So there are I can say there is no limitations. Only the limitations of these two things in the biopolymer. Sometimes we have, like for example, due to the certain external use, because sometimes the biopolymers have less strength or absorb the moistures and all these things. So because of that, we need to look into that one where we want to use it, that one. But there is no limitations at this moment. Any applications you can use biopolymers, and there are a lot of applications already done, in the market. If you go into the Google or YouTubes and others, you find a lot of applications of these bio-based materials at this moment.
That's fascinating. One of the biggest reasons for the rise in the bioplastic use in is environmental concern. Could you share with us the main environmental benefits of using bioplastics compared to traditional plastics?
Okay, the main thing is that one, as we are talking about the biodegradability, that one, the biodegradability, because this one, the conventional plastic cannot degrade in the certain time limit. It will take 100 years and all these things. So these bio-based materials are degrade within 6 months, 12 months, or whatever. That different types of the what we call that's one standards. Accordingly, they need to compose and they have get the standards. And as you know, that one, the what you call that's the solid waste, we are creating the waste, so that waste we can minimize. And also we can be the landfill, that one, the landfill, because there are limited area, that one, so we can reduce the landfill, that one. And also we can save our water and soil, and we can save our marine animals, because you go into the beaches and others, you throw your plastics and you don't care, and that plastic go to the marine creatures, and marine creatures eat it and they die it. So we need to understand the negative effect of that types of the materials which is available in the market, because we are at this moment we are more environmental concerned about that one. So we have to be understand that this is the what is available in the market is a this will substitute the non-biodegradable materials from the biodegradable materials, and it can save. And also if you look into that one, food packaging, like for example I'm saying the food packaging, so food packaging, it also save you from the foodborne diseases. Sometimes the plastics you put into the hot materials and it can react, it will create different types of foodborne diseases and all these things, that one. So there are a lot of benefits of this one to save your environment from this type of all hazard, save our water, save our soils and all these things. So there are a lot of benefits of using a biodegradable materials. And nowadays we are more environmental conscious. So the people, like for example, somewhere go, like in Tesco or others, you go, they say you to take the plastic, so you avoid if not necessary. So you are not creating more plastic. And to make you aware, some of the hypermarket is charging you, 20 cent or something, they charge you to avoid the number of the plastics in the market, so they will save the environment from all these types of non-biodegradable materials.
If bioplastics offer these advantages, why do some companies still use traditional plastics instead of biodegradable alternatives?
Okay, this is very good question. So basically, they have the machinery, because they have already invested. Like somebody have invested the 2 millions or 5 millions on their machinery and all these things. So this is not handmade product we are using. So as you know that in this industry we have the extruder, we have injection molding, and there are different types of machine used for processing this plastic, or what you call that the conventional plastic into the product. So of course they are not going to change it. Why they change it? if they are earning the money from that one because they are doing the business, so they will not do that by themselves until the government will put the restrictions and something that. Otherwise, why they go? Nobody's will want to lose the money in the market, If I or myself or you are as a businessman, you cannot do that, 2 million or 3 millions, you cannot lose or invest just for environmental concern until the government will put some environmental regulation. It's most of the countries, same thing is going on. So when the government will put the environmental regulation, then this industry have changed into the environmental based materials and all these things. Otherwise, they are not going to change it because they have say the system is there and they are selling and getting the money. So why they want to change into that one? No reason for that.
And finally, we reach our last questions. How can we encourage more people and companies to make the switch to biodegradable plastics?
First, to the environmental rule and regulations by the country is need to be implemented. The first thing, and also need to be the consumers. Consumer must be the awareness is there. If, like for example, they are selling the non-biodegradable materials, if you cannot purchase, then ultimately they have to change it. That their habits. That one. So that is the one thing we need to be do that one. But of course that, and even you don't want to buy, but you have no alternatives. So you also as a consumer compelled to buy the none, because when you go into the shopping mall, you cannot hold your material in the hand. You want something, otherwise you can carry your own, like for example, cloth bags or something, that one if available in the market. Otherwise you have no choice. You have to compel to take that into the plastic. So we need both types of the things at that one. The single thing cannot solve the problem, and the government also need to give some incentive to the industry, to shifting into that one, and some tax exemption. The sum of the government give, okay, you go into the biodegradable, I will exempt the tax for 2 years or something like that. So the industry also needs some time or some type of the promotions or some types of incentive to change into from the non biodegradable to the biodegradable industry, so that's can make that sense, otherwise it's very difficult. Before that ones, I need to give some more things to you, that one.
Okay,
So
so
one things that one, we need to understand that there are a lot of the bio-based materials is available in the our natures, like food waste, agriculture waste, and these materials can be used to making a bioplastics. Okay, so it can be the any types of sugar cane, bagasse, maize, starch, food waste can be used for making this all the bio-based, what we call that's the materials, that one. So it can be, of course there is a process and all these things, and there are three things of that which is hindering beside that one to the bioplastic come into the market. One is the strength. So of course the conventional plastic have better strength compared to the bioplastic, and the cost. The one is very important things, like for example, if I'm showing this tray to you, that one, the tray. So if I want to sell into the market, this tray price is 2 times of the normal plastic plates available in that one. So the cost is there, and also there are some other properties, that one, like for example barrier properties and other things. And also one thing is very important at this moment, we need to promote the bio-based plastic film into the packaging to enhance the shelf life. Shelf life means that the life of that product, So, like for example, if the Tesco hypermarket it is stored tomato for 5 days instead of 3, they have a lot of profit they get from that one. So we need to means encourage them to come with this type of materials which can enhance their the what called the conservations, which I'm using the word shelf life, SHELF, shelf life we call it, that one. So that is also helping by that one. And what we call that's one, uh, that's the things, I added. And also that one, we have done a lot of research in the UPM. So I'm showing one of the this thesis of you, that one. So this is a biodegradable compostable film from the what called the modified sugar palm, so sugar palm is a very common tree in the Malaysia. So similar, like every countries have a biomass, so that can be converted. So this student is from Gambia. Gambia. He graduated long ago under our supervision from the mechanical departments of the Faculty of Engineering in that one. We done a lot of that. I have a lot of theses in my room. That one we done on the biodegradable plastic. We also developed a what called as the insulating materials for building. We also done the what called that anti-roll bar for car, and some of the researcher also make the bumper of the car from bio-based materials. We also done the crush box of the car from bio-based materials. We do the food tray tables of aeroplane by bio-based materials, so a lot of research we done in UPM already and around the world, so a lot of work's already done. But of course the commercial point of view is still we need to be long way to go. Nabil, go to you.
So once again, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your expertise on this matter, sir, the professor. And we would also like to apologize for any shortcomings or imperfections during these podcast sessions. So as we've learned, bioplastics offer a promising step towards sustainability, but they also come with important considerations. Awareness, innovation, and responsible use are key here. So for our audience, thank you for listening. We hope you'll join us next time as we continue exploring practical solutions for a greener future.
Okay, Nabil, Nurdiana, Lim, and Nuran, and Danihas. Glad to meet all of you, and good luck for your graduate degrees and the futures. And I hope that all of you will be the barrier for the bio-based materials. So you will understanding is better, so you can do better for the society. The awareness, because the main problems at this moment, the people don't understand, the what is the bio-based materials, or what are the. So I'm giving you the one example of my practical applications in Malaysia. So when I started to work on the bio-based materials, so I went to one nasi kandar shop in the Malaysia, and I said, why you are using this thermo form packaging material? So the guy of the owner of the nasi kandar said to me, you are the first person who are saying me this material is not good. He said, nobody come to me and say that this material is a bad. So we need, if we have awareness, and what happened to that one? The thermoform will convert into the transparent plastic materials in the all the restaurant. That is also not biodegradable, But people don't understand. People understand, oh, something came new, and this is maybe the good for us, but it's not good, So we need to again to make the aware. And the funny thing, just for information, I'm saying we have the meeting from the Ministry of Health, Malaysia, long ago, it's 6 months ago. From here, I attend the online meeting, and I convince them and explain them about the biopolymers, because the upper authority sitting there, they have not, they say, we don't know much about it. So can you explain to us, So we explain them. So we need, as a consumers or a student or researchers, we need to aware the people the right information. So you people have the what called the ambassador for that one, so you will become ambassador and explain people what is bioplastic and why it's not good, that one. So that's you need to do that one. Okay, so good luck, and thank you for inviting me for this good discussion. I'm happy to discuss, and in the future, if you want any help, anything, you can drop an email to me. Okay. Okay.